All right, all right. Back again for another segment. I think Uncut. Now, look, this is actually the third take. And it's supposed to be one take and one take only. But, I was trying to use the webcam feature on the YouTube, and it's like, I guess as it's online, it can just like cut you off completely because it keeps doing that. Error, need to reconnect. I lose all my information, so I'm forced to do it again. Forced to do it again. And it's not like I don't like spending time with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm all for spending time with y'all, but not this way. More videos. That's how we do it, right? So look, I know this is a little different because I said that I wasn't going to do DeFlategate, but the ruling came down finally, and I feel like I could say something now because before it was a bunch of emptiness. I don't want to just be talking about DeFlategate just because it's out there and there's no substance to it, you know? So now that we have a ruling, I can proceed. I can give my opinion on the matter. Now, look, before we go into it deeper, maybe you can tell, maybe you can't. I got some extra lights going on here. Okay, see, we're trying to grow. We're trying to grow each week. Hopefully, you can see me clearly. You know, and I know in the first week it was some of it was a little dark, and then last week is like there's this weird bluish tint. You know what I'm saying? And I actually had this lamp that just kind of laying down, pointed at me, trying to get some extra lighting. You know what I'm saying? Because we try and make it work. We try and grow here. That's what it's all about. I think uncut. You heard me in the first couple episodes. You know what we trying to do here. We're building from the ground up. Started from the bottom, but we trying to get it in though. You know. So hope you can see me better. As you can tell, I'm a little. I got this collar shirt on. You know what I'm saying? It's because I just got off work. I got off work, I came home, I was like, I want to speak to the people. You know what I'm saying? I want to speak to the people about what happened today. So I just came straight in here, set up, got ready, and here we are, about to get it in. Now, Tom Brady was exonerated today. And I don't really remember, to tell the truth, if I said much of anything about the whole situation on my Twitter. So it's hard for you to go back and confirm this, but I'm not going to lie to you. You're just going to have to take my word for it. That I said the whole time that Tom Brady was not going to have to serve this suspension because the report was trash. That Wells report was so trash and full of holes, and I'd have fought it. I'd have fought it. I don't have the money to fight it, but I'd have found some way. I'd have just been like, nah. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show up and I'm going to play. Somebody is going to have to try to do something to get me off the field because I wasn't going to accept that. And I'll tell you the main reason why. In that report, look, forget the report was like 40 pages, but forget all that other stuff because if all the other stuff was solid, then this statement right here that I would like to focus on would have been more ironclad than it was. And I'm paraphrasing, it was like Tom Brady was more than likely generally aware of some wrongdoing. Really? Really? They do with the Come on, really? That's not enough, okay? Because everybody was just focusing on the fact that it said he was generally aware, forgetting the fact that it also said he was more than likely. You're not even sure that he was generally, but more than likely generally aware. No, that's not good enough. That's not good enough at all. That's trash, and that's not something that I'd stand for. Would you really? You're gonna stop playing football. You're gonna take some 4 game suspension like you used PEDs because that the punishment was also unprecedented. Something like deflating footballs was supposed to just come with a fine, but Roger Goodell's like, nah, 4 games, fam, 4 games. What? Oh no, no, we gonna fight this tooth and nail, nail and tooth. You know what I'm saying? can't ride with that one. So I know everybody now is looking at Roger Goodell like, dang, bro, you lost again. You know, you lost DeBATEgate. You lost your case with Ray Rice. You lost your case with Adrian Peterson. And they're like, when you just going to stop? When are they going to get this guy up out of here? They are not. Roger Goodell isn't going anywhere. And I'll tell you, it's because he makes the league too much money. Yeah, from what I hear, you know what I'm saying, some Bleacher Reports out there, whatever, talking about that there's a couple of owners who are like, you know, we should not go after Tom Brady anymore. Just leave the whole thing alone. Maybe we need to change the disciplinary process and all that. But, you know, I think more owners are like, you know, whatever. Let Roger do whatever he wants, whatever he thinks is necessary to try to protect the shield. Even though the whole concept of Goodell being the person that you go to for appeals is, I feel like it kind of taints the whole thing, if you ask me. Because it doesn't make sense trying to protect the integrity of the league, but the person who hands out the punishment in the league is also the person that you go to for appeals. Does that make sense in terms of showing some integrity or transparency? No, it doesn't to me. But the fact remains that he makes the league way too much money for, you know, the majority of the owners to be like, we need to get this dude out of here, because everybody in the media, more than anything, is worried about the perception. What does this mean for Roger Goodell? Well, like, first of all, I don't know why it has to mean anything, because anytime something happens, you hear, what does this mean going forward? And sometimes it only means something because there's a narrative put out to the public by the media that's driving, you know, some sort of change. You know what I'm saying? Because now they're getting bombarded by fans, because fans are very, very active in letting the NFL and their teams know how they feel. But I feel like a lot of you don't really care about a lot of the stuff that you try to get upset about, because a week later you forget about it, but it's too late. You already sent that email. You already did whatever you felt you needed to do to get your point across and let people know that you were outraged, and it's stupid. Okay? So Roger Goodell's going to keep his job. Okay? The TV money that he's brought in, the player salaries that have gone up, and in turn, of course, the player salaries only go up because the owners are making more money. And you could say that it's just a product of the time that we're in, you know, because of how TV and everything is. But the fact remains that he was there. You know, he's been there. He's helped it, because David Stern kind of did the same thing with the NBA, didn't he? You know, with the TV deals and all of that, and bringing in so much more revenue. People on the outside still hated him, but, you know, we didn't hear much about how much owners or whatever disliked him, because they're making so much money. And that's what matters. That's what matters. Johnny Manziel, baby, money sign. That's it. That's it right there. That's the bottom line. They're not worried about perception, because you're not going to stop watching football, are you? No. There needs to be something drastic. Something that happens that's so bad that, you know, Roger Goodell gets caught up in like a prostitution scandal or something for them to out that dude. They're not going to do it just because some fans are out here like, we don't like the way Roger Goodell conducts business when it comes to handing out player punishments. They don't care about that. They don't care about you like that, your opinions like that, because you're still going to buy their merchandise, and you're still going to watch the games. You're still going to go to the games, because these arenas, these stadiums, even with the TV money rising, people are still selling out their stadiums left and right. They're still selling out these arenas. So and nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change in that regard. Now, why appeal? The NFL has already said they're going to appeal. They've already filed the appeal. Now, they're not going to ask for a stay on Tom Brady to not allow him to play football. And that's awesome, because everybody wants to, you know, for the most part, Tom Brady wants to see him play football, right? Despite your hate for him, despite the fact that, you know, he's out here balling. And that's what you have to put aside, because I talk to a lot of people who are like, oh, he cheated. How? Why? How do you know that? How do you know that? Just because, not because the report, not because of the report, obviously, right? Because that report was trash. No, you're most likely a Tom Brady and a Patriots hater. You're tired of the fact that Tom Brady's in the playoffs every single year. You know, put that aside. Put that aside. Put aside the fact that he's gone to the Super Bowl 6 times and he's won 4 of them, and he looks like a model, and he's married to Giselle, a supermodel, and that he has a mansion with a moat. Okay, put that aside, because I want a moat. If I had money like that, I'd get a moat. Real talk, drawbridge and everything. That's what I want. I want the whole shebang. Are you serious? That is too boss to me, in my opinion. But but why appeal? Because any judge, I think, reasonably, who looks at the report is going to say the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Judge Berman was saying that this report is not ironclad. I more than likely generally aware. No, that doesn't prove anything, right? What the NFL was hoping for was that the judge, and this is what they'll be hoping for when they go to appeals, is that the judge would just be like, hey, you guys collectively bargained for the commissioner to have this power to bestow disciplinary procedures on you guys, and if that's what you collectively bargained, then I'm not going to come through and step in. But that's trash, because basically what you're saying is, look, we agree that I have the right to make all the decisions and hand out discipline, even when it doesn't make sense, even when it's not fair, even when they're terrible decisions. And I just want you to accept that, okay? And we need to move on. It doesn't matter if you disagree. It doesn't matter if you think that the ruling is unfair, okay? We agree that I have this power to hand out horrible punishments, and that's not necessarily the case, because if that was the case, then there would be no option for appeal. If it was just set in stone that Roger Goodell could run amok and do whatever he wanted to do, and nobody could say anything about it, there would be no option for appeal. Does that make sense? So that's how I feel about the situation. And I know in the future, when they collectively bargain again, the players will probably bring this up and be like, hey, man, we need to change this. But we'll see how that goes. Because we know that the players usually in those collective bargaining agreements don't have much leverage, because their careers are a lot shorter. And owners have a lot more money. Remember, they are the ones writing the checks. We'll see how that goes.